We just got off the phone with the doctor. What are your thoughts on what we talked about?
We talked about my thyroid. We talked a little bit about my gut. We talked about endometriosis, the thoughts of another laparoscopic surgery. We talked of next cycle. First off, with my thyroid, she does think I do have hypothyroid, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was hypo?
Hypo, yeah.
She thinks getting on medication is a good call because thyroid issues can cause ovulation issues. And obviously we already deal with a lot of that. I'm not opposed to getting on medication, but I did ask her, I was like, is this gonna actually get to the root of what's going on, or is this just like a Band-Aid? She did suggest me to work with, not a naturopath, but
I can't remember the name either.
yeah, it's actually, I have her information pulled up. Functional medicine doctor. That is what it's called. To look at my gut, look at my thyroid, because I do have endometriosis and that affects your gut health so much. And then that gut health can affect like thyroid, inflammation, all the things. So I'm going to make an appointment with her to start discussing that further. So we're going to hold off medication for the thyroid until I talk to her. And we may do like GI mapping and all of that fun stuff, which I am actually very interested in doing. I've been wanting to dive more into my gut because I do a lot with like nutrition, but I think with endometriosis, you just got to do more. And then we talked about inflammation. I have adenomyosis. Adenomyosis is inflammation within your uterus that can make implantation hard to happen. And she did say, PRP is huge for that. She also suggested that I get back on low-dose naltrexone, which can help reduce inflammation. We were talking about the possibility of doing another laparoscopic surgery. We talked about the Receptiva test. She doesn't do the Receptiva test. She's not all that familiar with it either. And I was like, okay, well, what do you think? Like, we just passed the 18 golden months post laparoscopic surgery. They generally say you have 18 golden months. Well, March was month 18 since my last laparoscopic surgery.
So much for gold.
Yeah. And she was like, I think we should hold off. Like, if your symptoms are manageable, if they're not like horrific, she's like, I don't think it's necessary.
I totally agreed with her. And I do think that it's just, you do all these like, oh, what if all that in your head, and like you're noticing little things. And so I love that because, you do need a third party perspective sometimes to calm it down and be like, okay.
Right.
Like,
and I trust her so much.
Right.
She's done 2 laparoscopic surgeries where we saw endo in
Right.
21 plus spots and then 19 plus spots. So like, she's very familiar with my body. She did mention, with my HSG, there was no endo in my tubes. And she was like, that's a good sign because, before we've seen blockage in my tubes from endo. That made me feel really, really good that she's like, yeah, okay, let's do another lap surgery because I didn't even know where that would put us with timeline, what that would look like.
Right.
We talked about next steps. We're in rinse and repeat what we've done. Already gotten a hold of my insurance company and doctor's office to get a hold of the Neupogen. Although yesterday I wanted to throw my phone because I was
you weren't happy.
Oh my gosh, I was already getting the runaround again. I was like, there's no way.
I heard.
I literally was like, we're nipping this in the butt. Like, there's literally no way this is happening again.
Addie's stern voice came out.
I know. And I was like, I'm not mad at you. I just want you to know that. I know you're just
But
like,
I'm mad at someone.
I was like, but this has been so frustrating and ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand why it's so hard. So we're going to do Neupogen 24 hours before peak. We're doing monitoring. We're going to hope and pray my body ovulates again.
I mean, if we get another ovulation, that's amazing. Like, PRP has been exciting with the numbers, but I'm just so hopeful still. Like, 3 months wasn't the absolute max, right? It was like 3 to 6, like it can extend. So,
and I asked my doctor to look at, I was like, can you make sure you're like comparing and contrasting, my monitoring sessions pre-PRP versus post-PRP and this month, like what that looks like are we reverting back? Does it still look really good? Whatever. So she was like, oh yeah, I'll take a very close look at all that.
Yeah, and data's great. I mean, PRP is new, so it's going to be interesting to share and see kind of what happens over a longer period of time. Also exciting, I thought, because of the thyroid stuff, it's so low dosage, we kind of asked, what are the side effects or anything? And she's like, well, it can be, what was it, like maybe anxiety or some
heart
palpitations. But she was like, I'm going to start you on such a low dose, like you're not that far off, just get it into normal range. So I felt more comfortable with that.
Yeah, definitely. I just think it's like, one more thing we have to take, one more thing we got to do.
Yeah.
But
a good call, I think, overall.
I think it did good. I feel so much better after that call. We're going to go through this month and then discuss if we'll do another round of PRP or if we'll discuss adoption.
Say it with the chest, girl.
adoption.
There you go. Yeah.
Which we already are, like, really beginning to dive and learn, discern, talk to.
Talking to people is the first step, and then reading books is the first step, right? You have to understand something before you can make an informed decision or even know how you feel or what your thoughts are. So I've really been enjoying the reading, the learning, and just exploring it. And interestingly enough, I feel like I've been getting some more peace with it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
You know?
It feels good because I feel like it was just so much overwhelm when we really first started diving into it. And now it's like, as we've learned more, yes, it's overwhelming, but I've gotten so much more peace with it. I feel like I'm at a point now where I really am just like letting go, surrendering. Like, God, you just show us the path, show us what you want to do with us, show us how you want us to become parents. You know, there's really not much more we can do here or even want to do here.
Right.
And it's your will. I just feel at a place of like complete surrender.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling so much better now than I did
24 hours ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's been a rough last few days.
Yeah.
We'll go from there, so we'll see what's next.